Hello and welcome to a new video on Sardinia Revealed. This is a little bit of a different video because we are not going to give you tips on what to see in Sardinia. We are not going to show you the progress in our house. We are going to tell you why we decided to make the big move from living in Rome to living in Sardinia. This decision wasn't taken lightly because we love Rome. I love Rome. I have been living in Rome for almost 30 years, since 1998. And I love the city. I never get tired of exploring it. There is always something new to do. So I love it. But in the recent years, this thought has become more and more present in our minds. So we finally decided that it was time. There were many factors impacting our decision. Even if you see this beautiful background, and even if Sardinia is so famous for its beaches, no, we didn't move to Sardinia to live on the beach and because of the beach, but for many other reasons. Of course, we are gonna go to the beach, but we are actually going to settle inland. One of the first reasons living in Rome was becoming heavy was the traffic and the distances. By traffic, I mean both the traffic when we were in the car, but also using public transport because of the several strikes, because often there were delays, because the public transport in Rome is not exactly very reliable, but especially the buses, but sometimes also the trains. Sometimes there were technical glitches. So the fact that now we also have a son who was going to kindergarten, and we had to pick him up at a certain time every afternoon. Every time we would go to, let's say, the city center, we were always worried that we wouldn't make it on time to go pick him up because of some delay or because, again, strikes or some problems. That was becoming very heavy because it was limiting us also in going out and exploring and doing our job. When we were taking the metro, for example, what we used to do is to go quite early, just after dropping our son to school, to the city center to do some work. And depending on what metro we needed to take, for example, early morning, there was peak hour, we needed to let many metro trains go because they were just too full. We were too many in the platform, and it was very difficult, like thousands of people. Those people, obviously, they were going to work. They had a specific schedule to follow, so we knew that. But we were also working, so it was very difficult. We had to let go many metros, and then finally get on one that was still super, super packed, and it was very difficult. Another reason was for our child, when he was like, let's say 1, 2, it was easier because he was with us. But little by little, as he's growing, he wants to meet his friends, to go out and go to some parks. Even if in Rome we had a park, like a playground for children that was not too far from our house, and he liked it very much, we still needed to take a car. Not always, sometimes we could walk there, even if we needed to cross high-speed roads. And also we had another park that was like a half an hour car from our house, which in Rome is still very short, and we like to go. For our son, it was very difficult to meet with his friends because obviously not all his friends, his classmates, were living close to our house. So it was difficult to actually agree on a time, arrange a time with the parents. So we felt he was also suffering. We saw that every time we came to Sardinia in summer, he was so happy. He liked it very much, and he had a hard time to go back to Rome and readjusting to the Roman lifestyle. Having a child made us realize many things in Rome. For example, our child is now almost 6. So obviously, since the age of 4, he's doing sports and the pool and karate. This, obviously, all the, like the gym where we were taking him, the sports center where we were taking him, is not exactly next to our house. So we had to take the car. We had to go through the highway around Rome. This meant often getting stuck in traffic, always getting in the normal traffic, which is already big, even if you don't get stuck, and making it like a half an hour to go, half an hour to go back home. This after a day of work for us and a day in school for the baby became very heavy for both us and our child. Now, I don't want to make it look like we are moving to Sardinia because our son liked it more here. He was a strong factor, but we are also appreciating the slow pace, quiet and tranquil lifestyle in Sardinia. As I said, we love Rome, but the life in Sardinia, we feel it's higher quality because if we don't have to spend a half a day just to do grocery shopping, it's half a day earned and saved for us to work. While in Rome, we felt that we had less time even to work. Then also grocery shopping. We wouldn't do daily grocery shopping because the shops were like too far. So we would do like a once a week. But sometimes when you go shopping, you forget something, and forgetting something became a problem. Even if we had some shops that they were closer, still we needed a car. So the fact that we needed a car to literally go almost everywhere we needed to go, and potentially getting stuck in traffic because we never knew if there was an accident or if there was a problem in the street. Sometimes it rains and the streets get flooded. So always knowing that there could be a surprise around the corner was kind of limiting. Now we are feeling that if we visit Rome, let's say once a month for a week, or once every 2 months for a week, we feel like we can actually visit more, go sightseeing, exploring, and going to do our research more than we are actually living in Rome. Because when we live in Rome, daily life happens. Our daily chores, what we actually have to do on a daily basis happens. So very often, sometimes we realize that in a month, we never even went to visit, let's say, a new museum or a new archaeological sites that they opened. And this, we found this very limiting. Living in Sardinia, our daily life is here. We have a slow-paced life. Our lifestyle is slower, so we have more time to actually organize our ideas. I know it seems weird, but we have more time to think. We have more time to get organized. So when we need to go to Rome to visit places, we organize our trip. We have those things to do. We go, we visit those places, and then we come back to Sardinia. Obviously, another factor, big factor that impacted our choice was, first of all, the pollution, because Rome is very polluted, and Sardinia is still not. Sardinia is underpopulated, has very little traffic, and is much less polluted than Rome. But also the quality of food. In Sardinia, it's easier to buy the local produce, the foods, the fruits, the veggies, fresh from local producers. And also for what concerns the meat and the fish and seafood, because we can directly reach easily and get to know local producers, and the fish we buy them fresh, fished from the sea. While in Rome, this is more difficult. Often, the fish often is from farming, and the meat we go to chain stores, so we don't go to local producers to buy the meat. And also the fruits and veggies, we don't go to farms to buy them. We go to store chains. So sometimes we see that they are from the region, but we really don't know if they are mass production or if they are small producers. Often I think they are industrial productions, because they are in the big stores. So in Sardinia, I feel the lifestyle is healthier also because of this. In Sardinia, obviously, I said it's underpopulated. Also, when it's a high tourist season, we never get the crowds that we get in Rome. In Rome, it's not only tourist crowds. Rome is a densely populated city. So every time we need to go somewhere, to some office, the post office, the council, there is always a long line, while in Sardinia this doesn't exist. We also need to say that in Sardinia we are now moving to a big city. Like the biggest city is Cagliari, for example. It's much smaller than Rome, and you are not going to find, also in Cagliari, you're not going to find the lines that you find in Rome. But in Sardinia, we decided to go to a smaller town. We are still researching which town we are going to move to. We will keep you up to date. And we are still finding, obviously, we will find anywhere we go, we will find no lines and no crowds. Also, in Sardinia, the distances are smaller. Obviously, in Rome, wherever you need to go, the distances are huge. Sardinia is a big island, it's a big region. So obviously, if we are going from north to south, there is a huge distance. But this is when we decided to take a trip. It's not on a daily basis. In Rome, we felt also on a daily basis the distances are big. The traffic makes them bigger, but still, distances like in Rome, it's normal to do 10 kilometers for like a daily chore. In Sardinia, where we are going, where we want to move, we are looking for a place that it's small distances and with most services present. So we are trying to find a space where distances don't exist or barely exist. Now, last but definitely not least, the prices, especially the prices of properties. What in Rome you spend to buy a flat, relatively small flat in a building of block of flats. In Sardinia, you can find, for the same price, in Sardinia, you can find a large house with a garden. We have been living in a flat in Rome, not too small, but we don't have a garden. We have a small balcony, and we are missing a garden. We would like to have pets. We would like to. I know cats. I had cats, and they were totally fine in my flat. But we would like also to have a dog, a bigger dog, and also to just have some green space in our property, because I think it makes a difference when we can't go out. To have a garden and a green space just outside of our house, that it's ours, that we can sit, that we can plant something, I think it will make a difference. By the way, if you want a video about the property prices in Sardinia, let us know in the comment below, and we will make it, because it's very interesting. And now we are also searching and getting this kind of information, so we can give you some good tips. So we reached the end of our video. I think we covered all the reasons why we are moving to Sardinia from Rome. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and we will answer. Check out our other videos, because we are going to cover all the things to do in Sardinia and how to plan your trip. So, ciao for now.